New tonight, we are learning more from the Shoshone-Bannock tribes about a deadly dog attack this past weekend that killed a 7-year-old boy. They say it happened on Sandy Road in Fort Hall. The Bannock County coroner confirms the boy died from injuries he got when he was attacked by 4 dogs Saturday. The coroner says the boy's mother tried to fend off the dogs, but she was also mauled. They were both taken to Portsmouth Medical Center in Pocatello, where the 7-year-old boy died. His mother did survive after surgery and remains...
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, people. But do you notice how they never have to mention that it was provoked? They never touch on why the attack happened. They never mention it at all. They don't just come out and say so-and-so was attacked because they tried to pet it, tried to hug it, took its toy, anything like that. They know that you all understand that it was unprovoked. They know it. They basically try to convey that to the audience. You know this was unprovoked because that is what dogs do. They attack unprovoked. And I want to, we really have to keep this in mind in order to understand how crazy these laws are, how worthless these laws are. Because right now, people are pretending that they're not aware that these are attacks waiting to happen. People are pretending as if they are not aware that it's only a matter of time. Dogs, they want to get out of their enclosure, break free from their leash. And as soon as they feel free, the first thing they want to do is attack a living organism. The smaller, the better. We all know this. There is no provocation. This is what these things are wired to do and to get off on doing. And just killing. They are content with just killing without eating. If they could kill 20 living organisms, they will, and not eat any of them. Just the sheer joy of killing. No other animal is like this. Again, you look at these laws that are put out here. These laws act as if they're not aware of this. That's a problem.
His mother did survive after surgery and remains in the hospital. 2 of the dogs were Rottweiler and 2 others were mixed breeds that lived in another house on the same property. All 4 dogs were shot and killed by Fort Hall police and game wardens. The dogs' owners were cited for 15 violations of the tribe's animal ordinance. The Fort Hall Criminal Investigation Division was notified, as well as the FBI. This investigation...
15 citations. Now, you heard him say this investigation...
as well as the FBI. This investigation continues.
What does the investigation involve? Now, from what I understand, they euthanized these dogs. But as we all know, that investigation is all about trying to keep the dogs alive. They asked the neighbors, they asked the mailman, this person, that person, have you ever seen this dog act aggressively? Everybody say no, the dog lives. You know, it gets sent to a shelter and who knows what happens to it. It'll eventually end up in somebody else's home. So we bend over backwards to keep child predators in society. Shout out to everybody able to join me by the way. every now and then. I'm going to go ahead and get straight down to business for all the new people here who like to get a instant splash of news, because the news is so important. It's so important because nobody focuses on it. Just us. Just us. Now, the young people who follow this channel, this is like a horror movie for you, where you get almost daily reports of attacks, gruesome attacks. This is not where Scooby-Doo lives, not on this channel. Dogs are killers, are the killers that they actually are in real life on this channel. See, I'm not forcing dogs to do anything. I'm reporting on what they're doing. So this is real. Everything else you see is fake. Dogs in movies, in cartoons, being harmless, that's all fake. And you are a victim waiting to happen. It's only a matter of time before that mutt targets you. This is like terrorism. It's terrorism. I'd hate to live in a home like this. Now, I didn't grow up with dogs, obviously. But this is horrible. Can you imagine what goes on in their mind when they actually see a report on the news, on TV, about a gruesome dog attack? Parents in the living room with the kids. And this, burst news. Oh, breaking news. And they talk about some gruesome dog attack. It involved, say, a pit bull. And you got a pit bull, 2 or 3 of them in the home. Oh, now it's time for a lecture. Oh, it's time to lecture the kids and reassure them that this will never happen to them. When the truth is, you have no idea whether or not these brainless mutts are going to maul your kids or not, or you. All right. Now, I think I reported on this already. I may have reported on this already, but I don't care, because I want to talk about something, and it had to do with this attack. I don't know how many of you keeping up with the news, people. There are more attacks than any human on earth can possibly. You have to do this full time in order to really keep up with these attacks. You'd have to do it full time. How many of y'all heard of this attack where this dog escaped from home and attacked a man in a mobility scooter? Attacked this disabled man. Now, of course, that is exactly what dogs are just dying to do. Attack something living that's moving. Or even if you're still, as long as the dog knows that you're living, it's going to want to attack you. Okay? And when it's not, it's distracted by food. These things are not loving, nothing like that. A man has been attacked by a dog while riding his disability scooter near Brisbane. That sounds like the UK. Putting him in the hospital for days. So here's this man already in a scooter. And I spend hours upon hours talking about this. We all know it's a threat. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? You know, creatures as big as dogs, we don't allow other animals in society like that are as big as dogs. To be honest, There's some dogs just as big as a mountain lion or some other large cat. Okay, some of these big, massive dogs, and those dogs just as harmful or dangerous to you as a lion would be. But somehow we force ourselves to look at dogs as our best friends. You know, members of the family. Man was walking his own dog. That's another thing. People who have dogs, you're just a magnet. What a target. A mutt sees you, and this guy was disabled, and another dog, especially if it's smaller, you asking for trouble. I'm saying literally, these things are itching, dying to get over that fence and attack you. Are you really serious? You're gonna scoot down the sidewalk in the neighborhood, you with your dog, and you're rolling down the sidewalk in a scooter? Wow. Now listen. Now you should have the freedom to do that and be safe doing it. That's just my point. That's exactly why I make these videos. We should be able to be disabled and feel safe rolling our scooter down the flipping sidewalk. But that's one of the most dangerous things you can do. See, if you're inside of your home, chances are you're not going to be mauled by no mutt. It's only when you go outdoors and try to travel down a piece of pavement your tax dollars help to fund. That's when you are at risk of being tortured. Tortured. Let's call these attacks what they are. This is torture. Sanctioned torture, sacrifice. Sacrifice by torture. Sacrifice by torture. This is a death, a torturing that people have accepted as a way of life. This is their norm. It is natural for you to be ripped apart by a dog in their mind, in their warped mentality. This is something that you're supposed to just accept because dogs are supposed to live with us as if they are humans themselves. See how this all boils down to a low sense of self, where you just feel so lowly and in the gutter that you put yourself on the same level as a dog. In fact, be honest, you put the dog above you and above other humans. Do you know how low of yourself you have to feel inside to do that? You mean no part of you wants to snap out of it and just say, what am I doing? Treating this disease-ridden, filthy, dumb thing as if it's remotely valuable. These things are so beneath us. You shame yourself trying to treat them like a family member. How dare you treat something like this like a family member and try to most closely associate these things with a 2-year-old child? You out of your mind? Are you out of your mind? Yes, you are. You most certainly are. So this is horrible. I don't need to get into it. Now, apparently, there's a video. I haven't seen it yet. As you can see, my video, I don't get a feed. It just, my circle, it stays. Nothing but a circle. But I can picture this in my mind. Everything is going well. It's all peaceful. And a dog darts across the street. This mutt ran across the street and attacked this disabled. What else in society would do that? That brings me to this article right here that I read for the first time a few minutes ago on Surrey Live. Now, in this article, they're talking about a law that could get you locked up for 14 years. And they have this section here. Can I be sent to jail if my dog injures someone else? And they say, put simply, it's an offense to let a dog be dangerously out of control anywhere in a public place. Now, people, name one other animal that you worry about being dangerously out of control. Just one. Wherever you live, name one. We don't, at least where I'm from the Midwest. We don't worry about no other animal being dangerously out of control. We have squirrel, rabbit, deer, groundhogs, possums, all kind of animals. We don't worry about no other animal being out of, and why would they be out of control? Just because they're not on a leash, they're considered out of control. That's only for dogs. Y'all notice that? Only dogs look inappropriate off leash. Only dogs look dangerous off leash. The sight of other animals is just part of the landscape. When a dog is off leash, that signals danger. Danger. Even among nutters. When there's a loose pit bull, they know it's danger. They can pretend and act goofy all they want. They just might be the first victim. But people, I don't like this. I don't like how they talk about animals in general. They lump dogs into the same category as all other animals, when in every circumstance they're only talking about dogs. A dog is considered out of control if it injures someone or makes someone worried. A dog may injure them. What? Yeah, of course. No, it's out of control if you even have to worry about this happening. And you always have to worry about it happening, because we all know it can happen just like that for no reason at all. What are we talking about? Stop acting as if these things are just like humans. At least in regard to bully breeds, it should be against the law based on the fact that these things feel good when they attack, when they engage in an attack. Because of that alone, they should be banned. Are you out of your mind? They see, and that's why they say when a dog, or I think they saying all dogs, when they taste blood, you may as well put them down, because they'll eventually attack again after they taste blood. It's not so much tasting blood. It's that feeling, that rush it got doing what it was designed to do. The mutt knows what blood tastes like. You know, it's not so much the taste of blood. It's having that experience of bludgeoning someone or something. Anything living. How can that not be? Not even dangerous toys feel good when they hurt someone. Could you imagine if they did? If a toy felt great after it hurt someone and decided to do it again and again and again. But you put dogs on a pedestal. Like I said, and I try to focus on this in the book that I'm writing. Now, I bit off more than I can chew with this book. I thought I'd be able to write this thing in a couple weeks. I kid you not. I thought I could write it in a month. And I could probably I'll definitely be done in 2 months. But even for a small book, I bit off more than I can chew. But I try to keep this close in mind in the book. Okay? Dogs should be their legality, whether or not they're banned, and especially for bully breeds. You should use the same standard you use in regard to toys. A toy malfunctions somehow, hauls off and hurts a few kids, a couple hundred, it's banned. And we all know it's far fewer than that. And they are wiped from the shelves. Now, I want y'all to look at this. Look. You see down here? Wait a minute. What are y'all looking at? Okay, y'all see down here? The penalty for this crime depends on the severity of the incident. Okay, like I said, they always consider the severity of the injury. What do severe dog attacks look like? Look like shark attacks. So if a toy hauled off and left a child looking the way they look after being attacked by a dog, do you think they would put that toy on a pedestal in any way at all? Do you know how sadistic that would be? Well, that's exactly where you at right now in this country. In all other nutter countries. How do you like yourself? How do you look at yourself in the mirror? Supporting this type of lifestyle is beyond me. Court can decide if a dog's out of control, even if it attacks another animal. I think this is in the UK. I think it's in the UK. They're saying even if it attacks another animal, how many pit bulls do you think will pass that test? To resist attacking animals and people, you let millions of pit bulls into a country, you know it's a matter of time. You know that there are going to be attacks on a constant basis, just like there is right now. This country, I mean, you're talking about 14,000 dog bites a day. That's out of control. That's far out of control. Any type of toy, so much as scratch 14,000 kids a day. Are y'all? What? Why are we having this discussion? Why are we even having this discussion? See, there are a lot of people, a lot of you smart people out there, you know that this is common sense. And this discussion is far overdue, seeing that we're just now having it. It should have never gotten this far. That's shameful. It's shameful that it has gotten this far. You pushing this goofy lifestyle, pretending that a mutt understands you and loves you. Oh my God. And sacrificing lives for this, for the pleasure of doing that, treating a mutt like a human. I mean, y'all really get off on it that much? Where you just, accept gruesome tortures of 7-year-old, 3-year-olds, 1-year-old, a few week old. You're hearing about these stories nonstop. Okay? And there's several media. If you follow Dog Free, you will see a constant daily update of dog attacks. That is news central. There is no shortage of reports, and it's a constant flow of these reports. Dogs have so proven to be a threat and to be dangerous. You sound ridiculous. You sound insane talking about them as if they're anything else. But you want to be so arrogant and bold as to call these things 2-year-olds, no different from babies and kids. The nerve, and that is what gets me. There was something else here. I don't want to leave anything out because this is a lot of work. And shout out to Per Kelly in the chat room. This is quite a bit of work, man. This is hard work, but it has to be done. It has to be done. This penalty for a crime. Severity of the incident. You can get unlimited fine. They can fine you as much as they want. 6 months if your dog is out of control, and you may not be banned from owning a dog in the future. If you let your dog injure someone, you could be jailed for 5 years. Okay, and then if you allow your dog to kill someone, you could serve up to 14 years in prison. Okay. Now look at this. This is in the UK. I thought it was in the UK. Now this made me very upset right here. Which dog breeds are banned in the UK? In the UK, it is also illegal to own certain types of dogs. It is also against the law to sell, ban, and give away or breed any of the following: Pit Bull Terrier, Japanese, is it Sosa? I don't know how to pronounce it. Dogo Argentino, and Fila Bustelario. I've never read that before in my life. Why have they banned these obscure mutts? Why? Now, I see this down here. Down here it says, whether a dog is banned or not depends on what it looks like rather than its breed or name. For example, if your dog matches the characteristics of a Pit Bull Terrier, it may be a banned type. But stop it. All these crazy stories we've been hearing coming out of the UK. That dog that was lunging at everybody, that was outside, that white dog lunging at everybody, the boy on the scooter, that was in the UK. Jack Lease, that was in the UK. You know how many stories come out of UK of bully breeds? This is that goofy loophole they have over there. They want to be able to brag, say, oh, look how humane we are. We care. We've banned these dogs. And you made a loophole for them to bring every other bully breed into the country. Yeah, so this don't mean nothing. You're going to ban these few mutts and act like you're really doing something. So police can also take away these dogs even if it is not acting dangerously or a complaint has not been made. The dog would then be released or kept in kennels. Man, stop playing this goofy game. And all these bully breeds gotta go. All large dogs, period, gotta go. These things are a safety violation. Why is being outside putting people at risk of being tortured. No dogs around, no torture. Nothing else, literally nothing else, wants to torture us, especially for no reason under the sun. The only thing that would be a dog. Man's best friend. Huh? That is such a perversion of reality. The man's best friend thing. Oh yeah, very much so. These people, how dare you say that, man's best friend? These things seem to have a bitter hatred for human beings. And I'm talking about dogs. You see, they just killed another child, another 4-year-old boy. He's dead. Mother in the hospital. Are you aware? This was 2 Rottweilers and 2 other bully breeds. They call them mixed breeds. That means bully breeds. They got off on that attack. They couldn't wait to do it again. Literally nothing else in society can't wait to attack us, especially our kids. And then once they do, nothing else in society gonna want to do it again. It's only dogs. Only dogs have that lust. These things no best friends, you goofball. Ugh. This is beneath me. This is beneath me. No, I'm not going to accept this filth, this filthy culture. No. You can try to butter it up, put lipstick on it all you want. You can put it in movies and try to make it look all glamorous. It is nothing but trash. This is gutter filth. This is subhuman. It's filthy and disgusting and dumb and evil. More than anything, evil. These beasts are. Let me stop ranting before I be here forever. I want to show y'all something else. I want to show y'all something else before I go. Look at this. Look at this. Have I shown y'all this? I don't think I have. I don't think I have. Look at it. The complete bully dog breed list. Now keep the UK in mind. You have the American Bulldog. This is legal. It wasn't on the list, was it? This was on the list, right? Right. This wasn't on the list. American Staffordshire Terrier. You can have this in the UK. You can have this. You can have a boxer. Huh? Bully breeds. You can have a bull mastiff. That's a massive mutt. A bull mutt. I think this was banned, right? Bull terrier? No, that's not banned. You can have that. They banned the pit bull terrier. That rat, unsightly looking mutt. How do y'all look at these things every day? It is not a pleasure or honor to lay eyes on this thing. It is a unfortunate moment in life to have this thing in your sight, in your vision, is unfortunate. You could have looked at something else, a lot more pleasant. Nobody gonna tell me this thing. No, see, at a certain point, when you try to project something like, at a certain point, you're being disrespectful to nature. You act like you don't appreciate what nature gives us, what nature does to us. Nature gives us, natural creatures, proper skin, an adequate level of skin. Okay, it's not normal for us like it is for dogs, for skin to overlap and fold and do all this kind of stuff. Now, I'm just talking about the skin. Trust me, it's through this whole thing's body, it's deformed. Don't talk about the many deformities and infections these things have. I've shown y'all that list, that crazy list. That thing don't even look believable. Now look at this. This is a bull mastiff. You can have this in the UK. Bull terrier, cane corso. You can have this in the UK. You can have a Caucasian shepherd. This is banned. You see the con game? You can have this. You can have this. English Mastiff. You can have this. This. Great Dane. Bully breed. Great Dane. Bully breed. Get them out of here. How much safer are you with all these dogs in the community? So what's the ban all about? It's a fake ban. Boy, you can have this in the UK. This too. Look at that. What is that? And for the record, these things are not natural. Don't come at me with this is God's creature. God would never create such a thing. These are man-made. This has been well established and proven. Dogs are man-made, not made by nature. Scientists have proven these things are mutants. And their mutations are many and identifiable. Multiple mutations. Proven mutants. Not God's creature. You think they God's creatures? Well, I tell you what. Release them to God. Release them to nature. Like all the other animals. Please. Let's see how long they last. And they have to stay out in nature. They can't be wandering into society. Yeah, give them over to God. They're not going to last long. God would wipe them out. Why do you think the Bible associates dogs with everything filthy, impure, and evil? All through the Bible. Every time the Bible mentions it. So don't start. These things are filthy. And shame on those dog nutter Muslims who have gone against your fine teachings, against touching and being around these disease-ridden mutants that may very well wipe us clean off the face of the earth with their filth. You can have a Rottweiler in the UK. You can have this. All these other bully breeds. This. Look at that. That's a bully breed. Definite mutant. That's a true mutant right there. You can have this in the UK. You can have this. This. What? So that ban list, that breed, this list of banned dogs, this is a slap in the face. This truly is an insult, a mockery of the people. You know, what's the point in the ban at all when you can have all these other dogs? So it's like there is no ban, basically. Basically, you can have all these other dogs. Somehow, see, and this is why we don't discriminate. Nobody cares. Now, you see all these names to these different bully breeds. What, y'all expect us to remember this? You expect people to remember all these names of these mutts? No, so when they see them, they just say pit bull. They figure you know what they talking about. blockheaded mutt. They just want you to know what it looked like. It looked like a pit bull, which means it is a pit bull in some way, to some extent. So stop playing these games. Boy, oh boy, y'all literally out here killing people with your nuttery. Crazy. Now listen to this horror. I think I shared this in the members area. This is terrible. Terrible stuff. But this is what only dogs do. This is what dogs specialize in. Terror and horror.
The dog had only attacked one part of him, and it was here up. His face.
Now this is Jack Lee's mother. She said the dog only attacked him from the neck up. So he bled out from his neck up. It wasn't like he was bleeding from his arm, his leg, some other part, some limb. From his neck up. You can't even picture that. It's so gruesome, you can't even picture that. Dogs go through with it, and they love it. Love every minute, and they can't wait to do it again. And it's in their genes. And it's especially the case with bully breeds. Huh? That's just the fact. This is the fact. These nutters, they don't want us talking about. We talking about it. You're too late. Too late. This is horror. Horror stuff, man.
His neck. They kept saying they would.
See that? Says she's haunted by what happened. His mother, the woman is talking, says she's haunted by what happened.
They kept saying they're working on him, they're working on him. And then the paramedic walked away and came back with a blanket. And I knew. I can't say out loud what else I saw because I don't want other people to have to picture it either.
Now, what is she talking about right there? What is she talking about? What could she be talking about? She says she won't say what else she saw. I won't say what else I saw because I don't want other people to have to picture it either. What is she talking about? Is it that horrific? You know, is it that bad that you don't even want people to picture it? How horrifying is that? Right? She don't even want you to imagine it. Yeah, she sounds sincere. She's not playing. She don't want you to picture it.
I don't want other people to have to picture it either.
And see, this is the thing. A child can't do nothing to you that will have a mother like this. There's nothing a child can do to you or to a 7. Her son was 10 years old, if I'm not mistaken. There's nothing a 2-year-old can do to a 10-year-old that'll leave his mother like this. That's why I say these comparisons to kids, that is so crazy. That is crazy, man, and it's very disrespectful. It's crazy.
Every time I shut my eyes, And I try and tell myself that's not the last image that I've got of him. I try and tell myself it was when he shut the door with his skateboard in his hands. But that's not true.
Okay.
The dog.
Okay, now this is truly crazy. So she can't even picture him. Like when she thinks of him, that's the first thing she sees. And you're right, I'm assuming now she's talking about how he looked on the hospital bed. She was in the hospital and she was watching him. And she said they came out, the paramedic walked out, came back with a blanket, and she knew that he had died. But she said she saw something else, wouldn't say what it was. So I'm assuming that she tried to get up to look at him after she figured out he had died. You know, maybe he looked very, very bad. I'm quite sure that that's what she's talking about. If he bled out from his neck up, that means from the neck up, she could not even recognize him. She couldn't recognize him. Only a dog would do that. Nothing else does that. A unique trait owned exclusively and most fitting bully breeds. That especially goes for the bully breeds. As much as they love to mutilate, but most definitely all large dogs and all dogs, period, especially with that small mutt here recently that just killed, a baby, dragged a baby. All of these mutants, they're the only creatures on this planet that provides the types of stories, tortures that you hear on a regular basis. So why on earth are we treating these things like they're the greatest thing that the universe ever created? What are you? You could not be any more backwards than that. You couldn't be any more backwards than that. Something is going to have to give. Something's got to be done. We need to have a talk. This nutter culture has got to go. I can't tolerate it for much longer. Shout out to everybody in the house, all of the members in the house. Marquise Davis, mutants out. Mutants all the way out, man. Ashar in the building. I hate cars. Per Kelly. Everybody in the house. Louise. No. What is going on? What is happening out here? Okay. Yeah, man, people don't understand. This is the wackiest, craziest, and most evil. It's a real turnoff. The depth of evil in this culture is a turnoff, man. I can't help but to talk about it. Honestly, I don't understand how more people don't talk about it. It's crazy and unwanted. Dogs are just horrible. It's the most horrible, terrible thing. And that's why they need a constant campaign, a lobby behind them to promote them at all times. They need it. Go and paying people off, pay this one, pay that one. Oh, man. Ban all dogs. Oh, yeah. Lisa in the house. Big shout out to everybody. Hope y'all doing well. What is today? Hump day. Oh, boy. Mr. Payne in the building. Bella in the building. All right, Michelle, I see you. Equator in the house. All Out in the House, Kodiak. Yeah, man, this, wow. Well, it's disturbing at times. As long as I've been keeping up with these crazy stories, I'm still shocked. You never get used to this madness. And I'm okay with that. Because I don't get tired of speaking against it. Right? We need more people to do that. Shout out to everybody and anybody I may have forgotten. And I hope to see you all back on the next live stream as we continue with this crusade.